Shane, where are you right now? I'm about to leave to head to another wedding venue to take a look at it. It's almost time for our appointment there, so could you hurry up and come home?
Oh, just a second ago I canceled that appointment. So today there's no need to head to that wedding venue anymore.
What? What are you talking about?
Actually, the venue that you chose for us to take a look at, it wasn't good enough for my mom. There was no other choice for me but to cancel that tour, right?
Why is your mom having that much of a say in our wedding, though? Does that mean you're over at your mom's house right now?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I was called by my mom this morning to come all the way out here. She told me she had some things to tell me about the wedding and all that. And when I showed her the place you and I had in mind, she told me it's too expensive and that we needed to find a cheaper place to have it.
Even though this is our wedding, she's not going to listen to what we'd like to do for it?
You really are so annoying sometimes. My mom is asking that we have our wedding at the cheapest place possible, so that's where we're having it. When it comes to my mom, her word is final, and the same thing will go when it comes to our wedding, so listen.
So, no matter what your mom says, you're just going to blindly listen to it?
For as long as I can remember, every time I listened to what my mom was saying, it turned out to be the correct thing. Actually, aren't you being a bit rude right now towards my mom, Julie? I guess it's true that those without parents have no clue how to talk to them, because you were never disciplined when you were raised in that foster home. You have no idea how to treat my mom when she tells us what to do. Parentless children shouldn't normally be getting treated to anything at all. So you'd better be thankful for this wedding you're being given.
What the hell? Is it really that wrong for me to ask that you and I make the decisions about our wedding instead of your mom?
Stop complaining so much just because my mom has given us her opinion on the matter. All right, are we done here? The wedding venue viewing or whatever is canceled now, so I'm gonna take it easy over here at my mom's place for the day before coming home.
Shane...
Julie, you told me before that today you were supposed to be going out to take a look at that wedding venue you really liked, correct? If you plan on reserving a date at that place, let me know, and I'd be happy to support you with the payments. Please, don't be afraid to ask.
Thank you so much for saying that, Robert. But it doesn't seem there will be a need for that anymore. However, I'm happy to hear that you were willing to do that for me.
I suppose you were saying that the place you want to have your wedding at is very well received and is popular among you younger folks, right? If you're trying not to ask because of the price, please don't worry about that. I would really like to show you how much I appreciate a wonderful girl like you getting married to my son Shane, and that means doing so by getting you that venue.
I'm so thankful to hear that from you, Robert, but we've changed our minds last minute on the kind of venue we want to have the wedding at. Thankfully, the viewing and everything was free, so canceling it last minute wasn't a problem at all.
What happened that made you guys change your mind like that? Did my son start whining about the price of the place?
Not just him, actually. The one who really wanted us to go to a different venue was his mom. Today, Shane went out to go see her, and that's where she told him that she wants us having our wedding at the cheapest venue possible. Shane said we have to listen to her, so we can't have the wedding where I wanted to.
Are you telling me the truth? I don't want to believe what I'm hearing here. But thinking about how my Shane and my wife are, it all makes sense. Julie, I'm so sorry about them. Later on, I'd like to meet with you in person and apologize to you more then. As for Shane and my wife, give me a bit to go and talk them both straight.
But you're really busy yourself, aren't you?
Please don't worry about my circumstances, Julie. To be honest with you, I'm partially responsible for those two thinking that they can both go out and do whatever it is that they want. So would you please let me handle them?
Ugh, all right. I'm sorry that you're having to do that, though, while already having your hands full.
You don't have to apologize to me for anything when it's those two who should really be apologizing right now.
Now you've really gone and screwed things up. You went and tattled on us to my dad, didn't you? Because of your nonsense, he's now more mad at me than he's ever been in a long time. All of that preaching from him was a serious waste of my time. I was having so much more fun playing my games before he came through the door and started digging into me like that. How can you go to my dad like that and tell on us just because one thing didn't go your way? Are you an elementary schooler or something?
It was your dad who asked me earlier today about how things with the wedding venue went. I just told him what you and your mom wanted us to do and nothing more. Also, if you're going to start calling me an elementary schooler now, then what does that say about you when you still haven't seemed to have left your mother's side yet?
Shut up about me right now. My mom happens to be the best mother out there. But when it comes to you, things are totally different. My dad is my dad, and he has nothing to do with a foster child like you. So you cut it out thinking you can use him however you'd like to.
What the hell is this, Shane? Why aren't you listening to anything I say to you anymore? You told me before that you were totally fine with the venue I'd picked out and that you'd really want to go and have a look at it in person, right? Why did you lie to me about that and change sides at the end? Saying out of nowhere that we couldn't go there anymore? And your reason for that was your mom telling you we couldn't go there? I'm sorry, but I can't accept that kind of an excuse from you.
And a parentless child like you could never understand my situation. In the end, the most important people to me are my family members related to me by blood. And when it comes to my mom's advice, she does it because she wants the best for me, so I will always listen to her. Yet for some reason, you continue to run your mouth complaining about everything she says. Not only are parentless children like you unable to understand how important family are, but you don't even know how to listen.
Well, then what about you, Shane? You know what? Whatever. Screw getting married, then.
What? Hey, whoa. Now you're going to act all tough in order not to cry? Do you even know how old you are now? You're 28 years old now, so if you let me go, you're gonna be all alone with nobody else coming to pick you up. I'm serious. You let me slip through your fingers, you're gonna regret that choice for the rest of your life. Are you really okay being a single old hag for the rest of your life?
If I had the choice between that and making you my husband, I'd choose being forever alone in a heartbeat.
Oh, is that right now? Then go ahead and run off. Just don't come back to me crying like a baby later on, all right? Hey, Josie. Have you finally come around to letting your head cool off? You told me something stupid before about not wanting to get married anymore. But I'm sure that now you're regretting those words coming out of your mouth, right? Well, you take those words back right now, woman. Then I'll let you come back to me, but you'll never be allowed to act out a line like that again. And you'll have to listen to every single word my mom says for the rest of your life.
Not sure what you're talking about when it comes to my head cooling off, because this whole time I've felt pretty level-headed. And even now, I don't regret a single thing I said. Which means that I'm not going to take back what I said and go back to marrying you.
So you're still going on about some stupid crap like that? I mean, Jesus, we've already gone to the courthouse and everything to get married, right? If you want to end our marriage and everything now, that just means you're going to become an old hag with a strike on her, all right? Do you understand what something like that means for you, Julie?
I'm saying all of this because I know that. Currently, I'm talking with your dad about the divorce while we both work to get myself prepared for it. So could you please stand by and wait for the day I get back in touch with you about it?
Are you actually screwing around right now? After this, there won't be another day in your life where you'll get to run into a man as amazing and successful as me. By the way, if you do divorce me and get that strike on your back, you really won't have another chance at getting married like this again, right?
But the thing is, if I had to choose between being alone for the rest of my life or having to make a husband out of a mama's boy who doesn't care for his wife like you, I'd choose being single.
You really are such an ugly, crying child. I wish I'd never gone out and gotten married with a parentless idiot like you. You're making a massive mistake by choosing to leave me and go back out into the world all alone. By the way, I already posted all over the internet about how I'd gotten married and everything. Getting all these messages from everyone wishing us a happy marriage, only to be getting divorced by you? What the hell am I supposed to tell all of them about this?
That has nothing to do with me, so I don't care. How about you go and explain to them what really happened? Tell them that your mom went ahead and told you to cancel the place that I really wanted to have our wedding at, and said for us to choose the cheapest venue out there. And that you never listened to anything your wife had to say about that, and told her to just shut up and do as your mama said to do, and that's why we had to break up. I bet you can go to all your friends and everything and explain that to them to see what they all think.
How dare you make fun of my mom and I when you don't even have any parents? Damn it. I should have never married a woman like you in the first place. Well, if you really want to get that divorce from me so badly now, then go ahead and try it. I understand now that the perfect woman for me would be someone who's just like my mom and puts the family and her husband before anything else that's in her head. I'll go out looking for someone like that on a dating app or something so that I never have to deal with a waste of time like you ever again.
I might do just the same thing myself then. Honestly thought you were a really good person at first, but I can see now that it was just a mask covering up the sorry excuse for a man you are deep down. I used to think you could think for yourself and respect those that respected you. But seeing as you only listen to whatever comes out of your mama's mouth and won't even turn an eye to your wife, I don't think someone like you will ever be able to get married again.
Shut the hell up right now! It's too late to regret any of what you've said now, you know that?
I'm never going to regret this, though. Today I'm going out with your dad to talk some more about the divorce and everything, and with the help of him, I'll be handing you the divorce papers. So when those papers get to you, please read and sign all of them before handing them in at the courthouse for me.
You really are a disgusting bitch for using my own dad like that to help you.
You're at home currently, right? I've got all the paperwork for the divorce with me and will be coming home now, so make it quick getting it all filled out and signed for me.
It's disgusting that you're siding with a woman like Julie on this. Could this mean that you and her have a thing for one another now?
Why the hell would you ever think of something as depraved as that? I'm just doing my job as your father and your mother's husband, and I'm taking responsibility for all the crap you've done to her. I can see that her staying with a man of your kind would only lead her down a path of pure unhappiness, and I don't want that for her. And that is the reason why right now I'm doing my best to make sure this divorce happens as soon as possible.
So you're not gonna do anything to help keep your own son happy?
Part of what I'm doing is for you, though, Shane, since this divorce will ultimately lead to you figuring out what's wrong with yourself and hopefully fixing it thereafter. You just don't happen to understand that because you've been spoiled by your mother for so long now. It's not too late for me to take action, though, and I'm going to try my best to turn you into a proper man that understands how to treat a woman right. Will you stop talking about me like I'm not already a gentleman? At the very least, I'm a better put-together adult than someone like Julie, who has no parents at all and doesn't know how to treat a mother-in-law. Tell me what makes you think you're so well put together. When you get married, you're supposed to distance yourself from parents like us and focus on making a family of your own with your wife. You're supposed to be thinking about things like a house and having kids with the woman of your dreams. How come you never understood that before wasting Julie's time like that? Look at yourself, though, Dad. Do you really think you're in the position to talk down to me like that? Are you aware of how often Mom tells me she's upset with the man you are? In reality, she would like to spoil me even more than she already has been. However, due to you always getting in the way of that, she says she's not giving me enough of her love anymore. I would feel so much better if you were to let Mom love me even more. So get the hell out of our way and let us be happy. Also, due to your incompetence, I'm gonna have to wait even longer now to know what happiness awaits me in marriage. So give it up acting all powerful, saying that you're doing what's best for my happiness, or whatever the hell. I am partially responsible for having raised such a spoiled mama's boy like you. Had I just been a bit more stubborn about it before when asking your mother to stop, then you would have never ended up such a sad man at the age of 30. Huh? Did you just call me a mama's boy? Don't you dare put me together with those disgusting people, Dad. Well, you're the perfect example of what a mama's boy really is. You're 30 years old now, for crying out loud, yet the only words that ever come out of your mouth are Mom, Mom, Mom. And you haven't even moved out of our house yet. I've told you so many times before now how I've wanted you to move out and start living on your own for a change, right? If you don't leave us soon, then you're never going to turn into a respectable man. I've told both your mother and you that if you move out of the house and start to make decisions on your own, then you will be able to support yourself in your later years. Yet after all of those warnings, you have not once listened to a thing I said to you. Now that you mention it, you might have told me some things like that in the past. But to be honest, I don't usually ever listen to you, so it's hard for me to remember those things. Seems that both your mother and you see family as a completely different thing compared to my views. Well, I'm not going to deal with that kind of childish behavior anymore. I'm going to have to take matters of this family into my own hands now, and from now on we'll be in charge here. All you guys have ever done is enjoy the money I make, living it up in this house of mine, never appreciating the man who has earned it all. That's too bad for you then, isn't it? If you're not going to treat me with the love Mom does, then it makes sense that I'm not going to appreciate you. Do you have no desire to improve yourself anymore then? If, after all the things I've said to you, you're still answering me like that, then that means none of the words I have to speak will ever reach you. I'll only ever listen to what Mom says. Right now, Mom is sitting with me in bed reading everything you said. And she's told me to tell you that neither of us are gonna listen to you. Is that right? All right, then. I'm going to take that as both of your guys' announcement that you want to cut ties to me. What? With that, you no longer need to come to work tomorrow or ever again. Today you're being fired. None of what you're saying is making any sense to me right now.
This all only involves this family's matter, so why are you bringing things about the company and my job into all of this? Because you have been working for my company. And just a second ago, you made it very clear to me that you will not be listening to anything your father, your CEO, has to say. And if you want me to make this more clear for you, when it comes to a man that can't even take care of his own family, he is hopeless when it comes to taking care of his work. I've realized that from years and years of experience and know very well what future you hold. Go screw yourself, Dad! The only one getting screwed here shall be you! Now you tell this next part to your mother who's sitting right next to you. After what all I've seen and heard from the two of you, I've made my decision. I'm now planning on divorcing her when I get the chance to. You're freaking lying, right? Mom is nothing more than a housewife, right? And if you go and fire me from the company, then how are the two of us supposed to support ourselves? You guys can go ahead and start thinking about the answer to that one. Not like you'd ever listen to what I have to say about that anyway, so stop wasting your time asking questions like that. Are you happy making both Mom and me suffer for absolutely no reason at all? We're supposed to be your family. I can't believe what's about to happen here. I am done spoiling both you and your mother like I have been for the past 32 years. I've finally come to the conclusion that I no longer love the two of you. You're an adult now, biologically, so this is your chance to finally think about what to do with your life on your own. I can't believe this crap! Are you seriously going to abandon both Mom and me now? Had I never gone and gotten married to you for a little bit there, then my life wouldn't be going to hell right now. It's all because of you that my life is completely ruined and irreparable.
Don't you dare start blaming me for any of that, you grown-ass man. Even if it was never me who you ended up going out with and getting married to, there would have been some other girl that would have led you to this same outcome.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! For someone without any parents, don't you dare preach to me like that. The only reason I even started to go out with you is because my mom told me that you looked like a mentally weak girl. And someone who would always listen to everything we said to you.
That is absolutely insane. So you even choose the people you go out with based on what your mom tells you? And you only chose me because I looked like the kind of person you both could control? You both really are the worst. Now I'm going to have a deep disdain for your type for the rest of my life.
Well, being hated by some lowlife who's never had any parents before won't bother my mom or I one bit. Jesus, all of this only happened because we went and canceled that tour for a freaking wedding venue. Why the hell has that turned into this massive argument that makes no sense to my mom and me at all? No matter what way you look at this, it's crazy.
The only crazy person here is you, Shane. And by the way, do you still not understand why I've taken things this far now with you and will never, ever forgive you?
Nothing ever happened that would have made you act out like this towards me. And it's not like it matters where the wedding would have been because you and I would have been together for it anyway. The fact that you couldn't just be happy for that means there is something seriously wrong with you.
I explained that to you so many times though before, right? I wanted to have my wedding at the same wedding venue that my parents both had their wedding at before they had me and then passed away. Ever since I started looking at the picture I had of them at their wedding, I had a dream that one day I'd have my wedding there at the exact same place. I don't have many memories of my parents, if any at all. And that's why I told you how much I wanted to stand in the same place they both stood, starting my new life, making a brand new family like they had, right? When I told you all of that from the bottom of my heart, you said that it was a beautiful dream to have and one that you would fulfill for me.
I was just talking without thinking at the time. It shouldn't even matter where a wedding is held, which is why I never understood why you wanted to only go to that place so badly.
And that's why you forgot about everything I had said to you so easily and were able to cancel the plans without even thinking, just because your mom said so. You never really cared about how I felt or anything, right?
It's not that I never really cared about you becoming my wife. I cared about the fact that if you were to start listening to everything I told you, that you'd become the perfect woman that I could boss around.
At this point, what you're saying about me is so screwed up. I don't know what to say anymore.
You thought that I'd actually care what someone who isn't related to me by blood would have to say regarding our wedding?
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to let you hear about this now. Shane, do you have any idea who your real parents are?
Huh? What the hell are you going on about now? Unlike you, I happen to have both of my parents still around me, right?
Well, I heard the truth about you from your dad, and you're not going to like what he had to say. Both your mom and dad were never able to make a child, and so they were forced to go another route, that being child adoption. And that child they adopted was you, Shane.
You're lying. I've never heard anything about that before, and I sure as hell won't believe anything like that now.
Well, you've lived with those two almost all your life, and since you never remembered being moved into the same house as them, you don't have that memory. And with all of that toxic love your mom gave you, turning you into some rotten child, of course you would have never noticed you don't even look like them.
What the hell is all of this about? Are you trying to say to me that you and I are the same? You're trying to say that you and I are both parentless freaks? I will not be made the same as someone with the disgusting likes of you.
That's not why I was saying any of that to you. It's just, you've always been saying that to me, right? That those who are not related to you by blood are not your family, right? That would mean then that both your mom and dad aren't your family either, right?
You stop trying to trip my family and I up right now. To me, my mom is my mom. Between her and me, things like being blood related don't mean a thing. We're still family. We have to be family.
I see. You know how much it would have helped your situation out to have said something like that to me? Well, even if you were to say something like that to me now, it would be too late for us. So, I really don't care now.
Hey! Are you really telling me the truth about my mom and me not being related by blood?
The fact that you're still hung up on something like that means you really do only care about one's blood relation to other people, right? Well, you're not going to listen to me, that much is known. So how about you go and ask her yourself?
But if what you've said about us is really true, what am I gonna do? I have to start looking for a new job and everything as well tomorrow. Does that mean when I get my new job, I'm gonna have to start making money for someone who isn't even related to me in the slightest? I don't want to do that. Hey, Julie, could you go and set my dad straight for me? Tell him not to fire me like he's wanting to. Or maybe could you stop thinking about the divorce and forget it all? If you could do that for me, then I promise you that I'll change the person I've become into an even better man. I promise.
When it comes to your dad's company, it's not something I like to stick my nose into because I have no clue what goes on there. So no, I will not tell him to let you keep your job. And wait a second, what you're saying now is completely different to what you were just saying. You said to me that being related by blood doesn't mean anything, right? So go and hand in those divorce papers for me right now if you haven't already. If it seems like you're taking too long with all of that, then I'll go and have a word with my lawyer about it and have him take care of you. Goodbye now, Shane.
Damn it! I never wanted to learn that my mom and I aren't even related to one another by blood. Had I never known that, I could have been happy with her forever. What am I supposed to do now?
Because of all the work that you put into the divorce, Shane and I are no longer husband and wife. Thank you so much for what you've done.
The fact that I was able to help you out in such a way makes me all the more happy. However, me not being able to become your father in the end is a bit saddening.
You really were like a loving father to me, so I do feel sorry for myself. Also, it's because of me that you and your wife ended up aiming for a divorce now as well. I'm so sorry about that, Robert.
Nothing about the circumstances I have with that woman are to be blamed on you. Think of it like this. I've been getting fed up with my family for a while now, and after what she did to you, that was it. I couldn't handle her anymore. What my wife and son did to you is something that I need to apologize to your parents up in heaven for, even. You ended up having a divorce with someone at such a young age.
Come on, I'm sure that both my mom and dad are thanking you for protecting me like you have been right now. After all, had I been forced to stay married to a man like Shane, I'd really end up regretting everything about my life. The fact that you stepped in and stopped our marriage when you could is a kind act that I will never stop thanking you for.
Hearing you say all of that about it means that I should think of it in the same way. I'm sure this isn't something you want to be hearing from me, but I ask that you don't let any of this get you down, and push on with your head held high, making a life that would make both your parents proud.
I will. In the end, it seems that Shane really did only care about one thing, and that was his relation to those that he deemed important by blood. And so when he found out his mom wasn't his actual mother, he and her had a falling out. The stress of that knowledge now sitting in his head led him to no longer being able to focus on finding a new job. And both him and his mom getting into a fight at least once a day. And after his dad went and got a divorce from his mom, he had the both of them kicked out of the house before his dad went and cut ties to them. Shane and his mom would be forced to move into a really cheap and small studio apartment, where the both of them would begin to work part-time trying to make the bare minimum in order to survive. As for myself, once again turning into the lone stranger that I once was before, I worked on focusing on myself and making sure that I didn't fall into the slump those two did. Robert had stayed in touch with me all the time still, and has been making sure to send me texts asking how I'm doing and when the next time we can meet is, like he's my true father. And after a few months later, when he and I sat down for a little bit to have some coffee at a nearby cafe, the look on his face when I told him about this new man I had found was priceless.
Andre, what did you say to my little boy today?
What's that? What are you asking about?
I hear that you complained about the food he had made earlier today. Why did you think it was okay for you to do that? You should never have the urge to tell my family if their cooking is good or not. Are you jealous of him because he's the son of this business's owner?
That's not at all what all of this was about. Why do you think I'd be jealous of him? I wasn't even complaining about his cooking in the first place. I am in a position to teach him about the correct way to prepare food. And so I was just teaching him a better method for preparing the dishes he's made. I'm sorry, but I will not allow him to serve anything below my standards in the restaurant.
Are you trying to say that my son's cooking isn't any good? He's been cooking in our house ever since he was a little boy.
Cassidy, your son is now 35 years old and can manage things like this by himself. And as I've been led to believe, he hasn't ever been interested in cooking until just this year. So there's no way that he'd be perfect at everything in the kitchen right off the bat. And now that you've mentioned him, I'd like to inform you that he's not taking his work in the kitchen very seriously. If he keeps that up, I'm not gonna be able to entrust him with any of the work that needs to be done here.
What are you saying? He is the son of this place's CEO. We will leave everything regarding this restaurant entrusted to him. If you are having such a problem teaching him how to cook well, like you've said, then perhaps that means you're not cut out to work for us anymore.
I don't think that it's me that's the problem here. I really do think that this all has to do with him and his drive to do better here. I am a bit worried about him at this point, and would like that you talk things over with him as well. If he doesn't have the drive to do better, he'll never learn to cook well.
You're awful, Andre. I always thought before that you were a bit much, but now it's just too much for me to even handle.
This is not supposed to be about me right now.
But you're still awful. Sitting there making a joke out of my son. There is nothing in this world that my son cannot do, okay?
Take a good look at his reality though. I am telling you all of this because I have been working in your restaurant as your head chef for over 20 years now. Do you really think that I'd be talking about your son like this now over something as petty as being jealous of him?
For 20 years now? Well, good work making it 20 years here.
Thank you very much. But why are you saying that now?
Today you're being fired.
I beg your pardon?
I am not going to let a man that thinks it's okay to talk bad about my son stay with us any longer. So you're fired. Understood?
I'm sorry, Cassidy, but even you can't fire me just like that without talking with your husband about it first.
Oh, I can. When my husband isn't around to handle business, I'm the one in charge as the owner of the restaurant. My son will be taking your place as the head chef now, so you and your unsophisticated palate can get lost.
Unsophisticated palate? Are you seriously saying that about me? If you think you can get away with all of this because your husband owns this restaurant, you're going to regret what all comes next.
If you really want to stay in the restaurant that badly, I'll let you. But the new head chef will be my son. He'll be your new boss then.
He has only just started working as a line chef, so he doesn't have the knowledge to lead a kitchen yet. How do you think this will go over with all the other employees within the restaurant? Can't you see that they're all going to become very upset with your decision?
My decision is the owner's decision. I'm not going to be paying you any more now. If you don't mind that, then you can continue to work alongside him and help him move into your position.
If you're not going to pay me, then I'm not going to stick around any longer. I have a family of my own that I need to feed.
Then you're fired. We don't need a palateless chef like you in our restaurant anymore. I'm never going to forgive you for making fun of my son's cooking.
I was not making fun of him in any way. I was just trying to help improve his cooking using my best judgment. How many times am I going to have to tell you that before you understand me?
If you're going to keep talking to your boss's wife like that, then you're definitely done here. I don't even want to see you around us ever again. We have no use for you anymore. The head chef is now my son, so you can pack your things up and get lost. We don't even have the money right now to be paying someone like you to make tasteless meals anyway.
Thank you for the past 20 years.
Get out of the restaurant right now.
Alright then. Once again, thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't feel any sort of gratitude towards you after all these years. Must feel terrible having seen the consequences that come with picking on my son.
I was never picking on him. But seeing that you want to keep treating me this way and fire me, I think this was a great end to my career here. I hope that everything goes well for you with your son as the head chef. I'm not sure what your husband will say about this, but I'll do as you asked and leave the restaurant for good. Now, I'll be going.
Why are you not answering your phone?
I'm sorry, but I had some things to take care of.
What things?
Work.
Work?
Did something happen with you? I see that you tried calling me plenty of times now.
Well, the restaurant is in a bit of a tough spot. I'm confused as to why you never answered your phone the first time I called you. When you see me calling you that many times, wouldn't it be correct of you to give me a call back right away?
I told you that I was working. What do you mean by the restaurant being in a bit of a tight spot? Are you getting a lot of complaints from all of your customers there?
What the heck? Did you hear about that from someone else? If you already knew about things being bad here, then why didn't you come and save us?
Save you? Why would I ever do that now?
Huh?
It's pretty obvious that people would have complaints about the food there after you promoted your novice son to be the head chef. Yet you didn't listen to me about what I had to say and fired me anyway. And now that all of those complaints have piled up, you think I'd come back and help you? I think you're being a bit too selfish right now is what the problem is.
My son, a novice? There's no way in hell. He's my dang son. You're the one that lacks the palate to see what a master he is.
Did you not get the message from all of those complaints that came in? No matter how hard you try and avoid the facts by saying I'm the one with a bad taste, your son is the one that lacks the skills to cook even half decent food and will never cook something decent unless he gets his act together.
I'm sure that he's not the best cook, but there's no way that he's that bad as a chef. He's the son of a restaurant owner after all.
And so what that he's the son? Are you telling me that just because his dad has a restaurant, he's naturally been gifted the ability to cook well? I guess there was no point in all of us other chefs ever trying when someone can be born that way just because their parents have a restaurant. I'm sorry, Cassidy, but you're gonna have to tell me a better excuse than that.
You stop that right now! I have thought all of this through very much.
Then I guess you're just blessed because he's your son. Well, unfortunately, that bias that you have for him may just have ruined a restaurant. Do you know what your husband's going to think when he comes back and sees the mess you made without ever consulting with him first? For the past 20 years, I have put my blood and sweat into that restaurant, making sure it does as well as it has been. Compared to your son, who doesn't give a crap about being a chef, I'm like the god of cooking.
Doesn't give a crap? My son loves to cook, though. And I just thought that that would mean he could make things work. All he needs is a manual to tell him how to run the kitchen, right? As long as he gives that a couple reads, he should have no problem running the kitchen in this restaurant, right?
What are you trying to do by putting an amateur like him into the position of head chef? His cooking isn't even that great. And before you even gave him enough time to learn from a master, you fired the master and thought that by having the manual, he'd be fine as a head chef.
So you're saying my son can't do all of this on his own then?
He wasn't even serious about his job in the first place, so how was he ever going to do that job on his own? Well, I guess the only thing that you could do for him now is pray that he makes it work. But I'm pretty sure things are going to do anything but work now. You've made a poor choice. That's led to the downfall of that restaurant in one day. It's only a matter of time now before everyone knows how far the restaurant's quality has gone downhill.
If you're willing to say that, then get over here and help us.
Really?
I am tired of bickering with you. I am seriously pissed at you right now, but I need you here. I know that you're going to say this was all my fault, but for the time being, I'll allow you to say that.
Oh, is that so?
From what I've heard, even though my son is a genius when it comes to cooking, he still needs someone around to help him work out all of the kinks of being the head chef. So I'll let you come here and help him become perfect. Hurry up and get over here, make some food for the customers, and make them forget about all those complaints they've made.
Why are you talking like everything's going to be okay for you?
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm not coming back there for you.
Huh? Why not? What kind of nerves do you have telling me something like that?
Did you forget that just yesterday you fired me from that place and told me to never come around you again? Yet now you're telling me to come back? I want to ask what kind of nerves you have saying things like that.
Why are you being such a thick-skulled idiot right now? Isn't it obvious that I'm taking back what I said about firing you?
Well, I never asked to be hired back into that place.
Shut up and get back here, Andre. I'm going to be kind again and let you work here once more. Personally, I'd never let a disgusting and brainless man work for me, but since you seem to be important to this restaurant, then I'll let you come back. But just know that to my son and I, we don't need you. So that means from now on, you be nice to my son and only say compliments about his food. If you can do all of that, then I'll forgive you.
Nobody's asking for you to forgive me, though. And you saying what you just said is not going to get me to come back there.
Huh? What are you saying now, Andre? I'm telling you that you're allowed to come back and work for my husband's amazing restaurant. You should be happy to be allowed back here after all you've done. You just got fired by me yesterday for doing something that was not acceptable, right? So you should understand the wrongs you did and want to be back here, right?
I'm sorry, but trying to ask me in such a selfish way is never going to work for you. Especially since I just started to work at your restaurant's rival.
Huh? Our restaurant's rival? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you whatsoever. They've always been the ones that you guys fight with over the customers, right? But they happen to have an owner here that respects me so much. Back when you guys had first hired me, he told me that if I ever got tired of working for you, I was welcome here at the same pay you guys gave me. Of course, I stuck with you guys there because I never had a problem with your husband, or really any of you. But when your guys' restaurant got bigger and the owner became more busy, he let you start running things even though you have no idea what you're doing most of the time. And so after what you did to me last time, I was finally given the chance to come over here and work for this restaurant's fine owner.
Wait a second. So you're saying that you're already working over there for them now? It hasn't even been a day yet since you left this place.
Well, after the option the owner here gave me a long time ago, me landing this job in less than a day was possible for me. And I'll never be coming back to your restaurant ever again now. Well, it's not even your restaurant in the first place, but that's the restaurant that your husband worked so hard to maintain. But after taking some time off and leaving an amateur woman in charge, his whole life's work has gone down in flames due to her feelings for her useless son. And I can't wait to see what happens next with that restaurant now.
Don't say things like that about us. My husband will be coming back to work tomorrow. I don't want to know what he'll think if he comes back to the restaurant being like this.
I'm sure that things will be pretty intense between you two when that time comes. Because of his wife and useless son, he might have just lost his restaurant for good. And working there for 20 years, I had heard from all over just how amazing the place was. And I'm sure that now, everyone will be willing to try other restaurants with the reputation that restaurant will get.
Other restaurants? Why the hell are you saying that?
I think that your guys' restaurant isn't going to be around much longer. If you keep your son as the head chef there, I seriously think that all the customers that have entrusted their time and money to you will leave for good. So I think it's time you get rid of your son and find someone with a bit more skill. But before you can do that, you should work on finding a good excuse to tell your husband as to why all of this is happening.
Please, Andre, come back here. I can't allow my family's restaurant to go under. I'll apologize for how rude I was to you before, okay? And if you want to be the head chef here again, you are more than welcome to.
No, thank you. I need to start working hard at my new job. So you and your son work hard together to make something happen there, okay? I'm sure there's nothing you can really do now for that place, but I guess that's what they call suffering the consequences, right?
In the end, Cassidy's son began to panic due to all the complaints and stress and started to serve out raw and undercooked food, which led to the restaurant being shut down. Her husband was so frustrated with her that he kicked her out of their house and told her on the way out that he never wanted to see her again before getting a divorce from her. She ended up destroying the restaurant that he had put so much effort into, so I don't blame the man for doing that. After that, a lot of the cooks and waitstaff were left without a job. But luckily, the place that took Andre on was kind enough to hire all of them as well, and soon opened up a second restaurant with all the staff they had. As for Cassidy and her son now, they are left without a place to go, and considering that neither of them have any idea what to do, they could be considered lost children on the streets. But this is what they both asked for, so there's no complaining about it now.
Hey, Mom, are you there? I just really wanted to say that we were really grateful for you making it to our wedding. I'm really sorry that we hardly had any time to talk about anything at the wedding itself. It was one of the best, most happiest days of my entire life. And it still all feels like such a blur when I stop to think about it.
Oh, Max, you have no idea how proud I was just to see you standing up at the altar. I know how busy you were the whole day. It took me back to when I got married, too, but don't you worry about not talking to me more. I know how much you must have had on your mind, son. For the record, though, I thought the wedding was just fantastic and really lovely. I was so happy that I could be there for you.
It really makes me so happy to hear you say those things, Mom. Thank you again so much. I also just wanted to let you know that I was going to take off some time next month from work so that I could visit home and we can spend more time together.
Oh, Max, you don't have to go and do something like that just for me, you know. I mean, you've just gotten married. I'm sure that you're still so busy. Not to mention the fact that you probably want to spend more time with Laura, don't you? I wouldn't mind at all if you went and spent some time with her and her family before you took the time to come and talk with me.
But, Mom, your birthday is coming up soon. Do you really think that I would ever want to miss something like that? It's no trouble at all.
You even remembered my birthday? Oh, I'm just amazed at how lucky I am to have you as a son sometimes. Thank you so much for saying something. Even I sometimes forget when my birthday is even. I pay so little attention to it.
Well, you know that I would never forget something as important as my mom's birthday. I mean, I do always help you celebrate every single year, don't I? Normally, Toby and I are always sending out a birthday card that we both signed. But I think this year you're going to be getting one from Laura and I instead.
You know that you really don't have to go and send me something. I know that you remember my birthday, and that's enough for me. Besides, I'm already so old and have had enough birthdays. You don't need to worry about an old lady like me.
Don't be silly, Mom. You're my mother. And I want to let you know just how grateful I am to have you in my life. I mean, you raised Toby and I as a single mother. And now that I'm an adult, I can really start to realize just how difficult that must have been. But I want you to know that I'll never ever forget what you did for us in the family, and that I'll always be there for you.
Max, I really am just so proud of you, son. Thank you so much. But I also want you to know that I hope you don't think you have to do this to be a good son to me. I want you to know that the best thing you could do for me is to live a long and happy life with a family of your own. That's all I've ever wanted for you.
Well, don't go talking as if you're not long for this world either. You still have plenty of years ahead, and I plan on doing all that I can to make them fulfilling for you. And so you better look forward to your birthday this year, okay? I'm not sure if I'll actually be able to see you on the day since it's a weekday, but I will see you soon after that, and we'll go out and celebrate then.
Please, Max, I am telling you that you really don't have to go through the trouble just for me. You just worry about finding enough time in your schedule for me, but don't go forcing yourself to make a visit to me if it's too difficult. You're married with a wife now, and you need to make sure that you're spending enough time with her as well, okay? I know that I'm your family too, but you have responsibilities, and I won't be the reason why you step away from them.
Okay, Mom, you're right. And I really appreciate you always giving me good advice like that, by the way. Anyways, you'll be hearing from me soon, okay? Looking forward to seeing you when I do.
I'll look forward to it, but just don't push yourself too much. I know that you're busy with your job, so make sure you're focusing on that as well. And don't forget that you're married now, too. You can't just be working overtime all the time now. You have to spend some time with your new wife.
Oh, I think that Laura's going to be just okay now with how things are, actually. She's wanted to be a housewife for a while now, and I think she's happy to have her chance. If I'm being honest, she still has a long way to go in terms of being able to actually take care of the house well, but I know that she's trying, and that's all that matters to me. The only thing is that she doesn't quite seem to have budgeting and now how to spend smartly down just yet, but we're working on it.
Well, if that's the case, then make sure that you spend enough time with Laura so that you two can communicate about that, okay? Even if you've known the person for a long time, marrying them can still present a lot of new changes and challenges, and it's important to approach those as a couple. So if you're having money problems, make sure that you're patient enough with Laura to explain to her what you want in a way that she can understand and contribute to as well, okay?
Of course, Mom, and I really appreciate your input. Those are all important things to keep in mind when moving ahead. I don't think we've really gotten upset with each other about it yet, but I'll remember to keep a cool head. I think we just need to talk about some spending habits is all.
Well, that makes sense. Just remember that you two have never lived together before, right? So before you really only had to worry about earning and spending for yourself, but now that you're a family, there's the two of you plus the future to think about. She might just need some time to adjust to all of this.
You're absolutely right, Mom. This is all really good advice for me, and I won't let it go to waste. Thanks so much for listening to my problems and for giving your input. I'll be talking to Laura about all that you said here.
That's my boy. I'm sure that you two will be just fine, okay? Now, you go and have a nice rest of your night.
Hi there, Mom. I'm just messaging you right now to wish you a very happy birthday. I'm sorry that I'm sending this message so late, but I had a rushed morning and then was at work for a long time. I just got out of the office now, so that's why I'm sending the message at this time. By the way, did the birthday package from Laura and I arrive at your house?
Yes, it did arrive.
Oh, that's just great to hear. I'm so happy it got there on your birthday. I was worried that it wasn't going to make it on time. And then I was thinking all day about whether or not it had arrived since I hadn't heard anything from you.
Well, I have to say, I was quite surprised at what was inside when I opened it up.
You're kidding me. Did we really surprise you? And here I thought we were getting you something that you'd been wanting for a long time. By the way, don't worry about the price at all. I know it might be a bit shocking, but it's your birthday, and we just wanted to give back to you.
Oh yes, the price. That was another thing about your gift that just really shocked me.
Oh, really? I didn't think you'd be that thrown off by our gift. We just had our wedding, so we had some extra money to use, and I wanted to make sure you knew how much you mean to me. Consider the gift a way of saying thank you for all the hard work that you've done in raising Toby and I. I know how hard your life must have been and how we probably didn't make it easier on you most days. So I just really wanted you to get that gift and know how I felt.
And so that's all the meaning behind this old moldy slice of cake that you've sent me?
Wait, what? What do you mean, moldy slice of cake?
I mean, that's why I was so surprised. Everything arrived in this great big box and I was a bit confused. But then I opened up the lovely pack and inside was a piece of moldy, stinky birthday cake. I have no idea just where you even got a cake like that. And the letter that came with it basically said something to the effect of you never wanted to talk to me ever again. That's why I was so shocked. I actually cried for the first time in I don't know how long because of what you sent me.
Wait, what? I don't understand. What do you mean? Did you really get that in the mail? You thought that we sent you that?
What are you talking about? It has your name on the return address. How could you do this to me, Max? How could you do this to your own mother on her birthday? I thought that I raised you better than this. We had such a lovely conversation the other day, and this is how you show your gratitude? I just don't even know what to say.
Wait, no, there has to be some kind of mistake here. This isn't right.
What mistake could there be? You've made what you want to say to me very clear with your gift and letter. What else did I miss?
I mean that I didn't send you a rotten piece of cake or write that letter. Something is going on here. I would never in a million years send you something like that. I did send you a dessert, but it was a fresh piece of cake from a nice bakery. And the other gift we sent you was a really pretty watch that we shelled out a lot for. I remember that you're always talking about losing track of time and that the strap on your old watch was falling apart. So I wanted to give you a new one that looks really nice.
Well, I didn't get any kind of watch or cake. I just got all this. What is going on here?
I have no idea, but I promise to you that I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Unless I think I might know.
Hey, Laura, are you there? I really need to ask you something about the gift that you and Max sent me the other day. Did you by chance happen to send me a really old piece of cake? I mean, like, rotten and moldy old.
Oh no, did my little secret finally slip out? I was wondering when you were going to find out, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew how Max and I really felt about you, so I made some changes to your gift.
What is the matter with you? Is this supposed to be some kind of sick prank or something like that?
I just wanted to let you know how sick we are of you always interfering in our lives, Mary.
You mean that you really did this on purpose?
Of course I did. You think a mistake like that would ever really happen? Of course I sent you all of that on purpose.
I don't know what to say to that. Here I was just trying to confirm with you about what happened, but I had no idea that you disliked me so much.
Of course I dislike you. I hate you, in fact. Just why do you think you'd be worthy of getting such an expensive present, huh? I was so shocked and disgusted when Max told me what he was getting for you. I can't believe he spent so much money.
You know, I had no idea at all what it was that he was going to send me in the first place. And when I told Max just what had come in the mail, he was shocked to hear what I had told him as well. Even after we were on the same page, he was sure that there was some kind of mistake that had happened.
Well, there was no mistake about it at all. I just plain hate you, and that's why I sent you what I did. So I hope you enjoyed your birthday cake. And I hope you got the message. He and I want nothing to do with you ever again as long as we live. Do you understand?
So then you admit you were the one that switched out my real birthday gift with an old moldy piece of birthday cake? How could you do that to someone, even if you do dislike them? And I know for a fact that my son knew nothing about this at all, so the only one who has a problem with me is you. Isn't that right?
It's true. Max had no idea about any of this, but even he went way too far buying you such an expensive gift. What was he thinking with that? A watch like that would look way too fancy on a poor little nobody like you. So I took the watch that he gave you and I sold it online to make myself back some of our money that Max wasted on you.
You have got to be kidding me. You mean that you took the present that Max bought for me and you just turned around and sold it? I'm afraid that you are not the person that I thought you were at all. I had no idea you were capable of doing such horrible things.
Aw, are you mad because you'll have to keep using your crappy little watch? You think I care at all about how you feel? Get real. I don't care how upset you are now that you know just how much I really hate you. I never want you to bother Max and I ever again, as long as you live. Do you understand me? And I never want Max to waste another cent on a no-good lost cause like you.
I have no idea what you're talking about at all. Why is it any concern of yours if Max chooses to use his own money to buy me something nice?
It matters because we're married now, and that means that his money is also mine. And I'm not going to see my money wasted on a parasite like you. I also want you to know that when you're all old and gray, Max and I aren't going to do anything to take care of you. You'll be on your own forever.
So you're telling me that you just want me to disappear from my own son's life? Do you really think that it's even that simple? I mean, I'm his mother, for crying out loud. You think I can just up and disappear without a trace? Get real.
Well, it's exactly what I expect you to do. If you have any complaints about it, you can save it. One of the whole reasons why I married Max in the first place was because I could tell that he was going to be making a ton of money in the future. But now that I'm married to him, I realize that he has you sucking up all of his money the moment he even makes any. You're nothing but a vampire.
You really think that I need my son's money to survive? You have no idea what you're talking about at all. But I have had just about enough of all this rudeness from you. Just where do you get off talking to your mother-in-law like this?
You think I care at all what some single mother has to say to me? You're a nobody. If you were somebody, then you wouldn't have been left all alone to raise 2 children on your own. It's already clear that you're not somebody worth having around and never will be. The next chance I get, I'm going to erase your number from Max's phone. So don't go telling him anything about this conversation or else I am going to make things so much worse for you. Do you understand me?
I have no idea why you're so set on trying to get me out of the picture anyways. I mean, just what did I even do to you to make you act this way? If you're really so concerned about the money, then I can just talk to Max and tell him to not buy me any more gifts.
You say that now, but who knows in the future when you'll really need money for all your elderly expenses. We won't give you a cent, got it? All that money is mine. Do you hear me? It's all mine.
So the only reason that you even married my son in the first place was for his money? Is that really what you're telling me right now?
Of course that's the main reason why I married him. What other reason would I have to marry Max, huh? Why else does anyone marry anyone if not for the money, huh?
I understand that may be something people consider before they get married, but that shouldn't be the main reason why you marry someone. And this is my son that we're talking about. Do you really think that you can get away with talking about him like this?
I don't care at all what you say because I know that I can make Max do whatever I want. I've come this far in marrying him for his money, and my only mistake was forgetting that you were here. So why don't you just take the message that I sent you and leave us alone forever?
You really are just terrible, you know that? How could you marry my son and then try to cut him off from the rest of his family? You have no respect for anyone, and you're one of the most selfish people that I've ever met. There is not a single thing that I can respect you for.
I already told you that I don't care at all what you think. The best thing that you can do right now, if you want to save yourself a world of pain, is just disappear forever. Then I can finally rest easy knowing that the person using up all my precious money will finally be out of my life. I want to be a housewife, but I don't want to be a nurse, and I will never, ever take care of my mother-in-law in the future.
And just who even asked you to do something like that for me in the first place?
Nobody yet, but I'm not stupid. I know that housewives get asked to take care of their mothers-in-law all the time when she gets old. This is all part of my plan to set up my perfect life now so that I don't have to worry about how to deal with you in the future. If I can get rid of you now, then we won't have to think about you down the road.
Laura, I am only 50 years old, and it's going to be a long, long time before I need any kind of nursing. Do you realize that? Besides, I do have Max's brother and other family that I can call on if it's really such an upsetting concept for you.
Wait, what? You mean you're fine just asking your family for help instead of me? Well, I guess I just never thought of that.
But now I see that you are only ever marrying my son for his money. You've really left me with no other choice but to go to him and tell him all about what you've told me.
Wait, what? No, you can't do that. You can't just share this private conversation with him.
Actually, I can, and I've already taken screenshots of you saying that you could control him however you saw fit. So I am sure that you will be hearing from him soon, asking to talk to you.
Hold on, no, wait, this is all just a joke. The cake was just a funny prank, I swear.
Just who are you trying to fool with that? And it really is such a shame, too, given that you and Max just got married. Oh well, better that this all ends now before it went any further, if you ask me. In the end, I talked to Max and showed him the kinds of messages that Laura was sending me. He was shocked to see such words being sent from his own wife. When he tried talking to Laura about it, she tried making up some lie to tell him, but he could see right through her. They got into a big fight, and finally Max demanded that they get a divorce. In the alimony talks, Max made sure that Laura would have to pay for the watch that she sold online, and he used the money to buy me a second watch.
Allison, the preparations for the wedding should all be completely perfect, right?
Good evening, Melinda. I made sure to get whatever I could done for the wedding. At this point, all there is left to do is wait for the wedding and get excited.
What kind of crap is that you're saying to me?
Huh?
You are supposed to be working until the very last minute to make sure that the wedding is perfect and that there is no chance of anything going south. Have you made sure to think of what'll happen when I come on stage and things like that?
Wait, this is going to be the wedding for Charlotte, right?
That's right. My daughter's wedding. And if you don't make sure that it's 100% perfect for all of us, then you are going to be in some serious trouble.
That's not why I asked that. I asked because I'm a bit confused why you think I have to prepare anything for you to come on stage like it's your wedding. I know that Charlotte is going to be walked onto the stage by her dad at the start, but you're supposed to be sat in your seat the whole time the wedding is taking place, right?
That is not a good enough excuse for me to just sit around all day. I am the mother of the bride, Allison, and that means I'm supposed to be treated like the queen at this wedding.
So that's why you want me to prep for you on stage. Well, I never heard from Charlotte about her having anything planned for you.
If you don't start to think about this wedding and what I'll be doing a bit more seriously, you will really regret ever marrying my son. Do you really want to give up your rights as a young wife in this family? Fix your way of thinking, right now, and then hurry up and get back to work on the wedding. Charlotte and I are too busy to be looking over your back every second of the day.
All right.
I'm sorry, Allison. I wish my mom wouldn't ask you to do such stupid things all the time. I see she's even forced you to start doing those stupid things for her. So if you feel that you shouldn't have to, you could tell her no.
Well, I don't really mind it all that much, Tyler. But I didn't think your mom was supposed to have a moment on stage or anything at the wedding, so I'm not really sure what to do about it.
You can't just overlook what she asked you to do. She's just talking out of her butt like that. And Charlotte's already told me that she wants to make up the plans herself for her wedding. So you really don't have to listen to my mom at all. Because this wedding all comes down to what Charlotte wants. I'm sure if you go tell Charlotte about what my mom's asking from you, she'll be able to tell Mom to shut up, and that will be that.
And I did do that by getting a hold of Charlotte and talking with her more about what she wants, but even after talking to her, your mom still thinks she's in control.
We all know that she's been a pain in the butt, and even my dad is getting tired of her attitude. To be honest, after Charlotte gets married, I think things between my mom and dad will begin to fall apart.
What? What do you mean?
My dad is getting really fed up with Mom's selfishness, and from what I've heard, even these past few years being married to her have been really tough. So I think that once my sister is married and out of the house, my dad can finally relax a bit and start focusing on himself and moving away from Mom. Even I want my dad to break free from my mom's grasp and enjoy his life a bit more.
So that's what's been going on. Well, before any of that can happen, we have to make sure that Charlotte has a great wedding. I'll continue to do my best with making this wedding perfect for her, so that not just Charlotte is happy, but also so that your dad can be happy as well. What's going on, Tyler? I'm currently on the road right now, but just stopped to use the bathroom.
Things are not good right now. My dad has passed out and fallen down badly.
What?
You listen here, Allison. Did you forget that today is the day of my daughter's wedding? You are supposed to be here at 10 a.m. to start getting things ready for the start, yet I haven't found you anywhere yet. How much longer are you planning to keep everyone waiting for you?
What? Melinda? What are you talking about right now?
I am not going to forgive you for being this late to my daughter's wedding. It is the day of my daughter's wedding, and you have a job to do.
Hold on for 1 second, Melinda. Do you have no idea about what's going on right now? How could you not be aware of what's happened? Today the wedding has been canceled to the best of my knowledge, but...
Huh? What the hell did you just say? You really think you're being a good wife to my son and this family? I'm going to strip that title away from you right now! You and Tyler are getting a divorce if it's the last thing I make you both do.
What are you going on about? Why are you getting so upset with me over nothing right now?
I think I have the right to be pissed off at you after canceling on my daughter's wedding without telling anyone. We have all been waiting for over 30 minutes now for you to get here so that we can start the wedding.
I don't think I've done any such thing before the wedding though, Melinda. So before you continue to get more and more flustered with me, take a look around you and tell me what you see.
I'm not going to let you get off easily after not showing up for the beginning of Charlotte's wedding.
Please don't tell me that you actually have no clue what's going on right now. I thought that Tyler already called you telling you about what's happened and explaining to you that the wedding's been canceled.
Why do you keep talking about the wedding being canceled? The only one that's canceled anything is you being here today, and you told nobody a thing about it. You are the worst woman a family could ever ask for. If you don't want me going out of my way to ruin your marriage with my son, you get your butt to this wedding right now!
But everyone is here with me at the funeral home.
Huh?
I think like between the two of us, you should be the one getting your butt over here right now if you don't want relations to get any worse between you and your family. It seems to me like you either didn't read or listen to anything Tyler told you yesterday, or you never received anything in the first place. But you do realize what you're doing right now by not being here?
Funeral home? Why are you all there? Did you all get the address confused or something and end up over there?
No, Melinda, the reason we're all here is because your husband passed away.
Huh?
Did you really not know about your husband collapsing yesterday and passing away? You should have been getting calls all day from family in the hospital about your husband's condition.
Well, why would I answer any calls from numbers that I've never seen before? There's no way that he's dead right now. You were just trying to pull some childish prank now, right? My husband is dead? No way in hell is my husband dead right now.
The doctors have said it looks as though he had a heart attack which caused him to pass out. It's already been known for a while that he's had a pretty weak heart, so it makes sense that all the stress recently would cause this.
So all those calls yesterday from Tyler were about my husband having a heart attack. Recently, he had called me warning me about my attitude towards you and all, so I just assumed he was calling me to warn me about that crap again. That's why I ended up muting his calls for the rest of the day yesterday. So, my husband... he's really...
I'm sure that you're in a panic now that you finally learned the truth, but regarding the wedding, it has been canceled and there will be no one showing up to it. So, I did not end up not showing to the wedding today like you think I have. And I never would do something as rude as that, especially since you forced me to do all the preparations for the wedding without getting my take on that decision first.
So the wedding is...
After what happened to your husband yesterday, we had all the family come to the hospital to be there with us. But where were you yesterday evening, Melinda, while everyone was with your husband at the hospital?
Huh? Me? I was just really busy getting any last-minute preparations taken care of before the wedding.
Last-minute preparations, huh? What kind of last-minute preparations are we talking about here?
Hey, I had a lot of beauty treatment appointments that I needed to go to look good for the wedding. It wouldn't be right if the bride's mother looked like a mess on the day of the wedding, right?
So you were out getting ready for things that only mattered to you. Even going as far as to avoid listening to your son, also that you had time to make yourself look good? And that's what led you to being out really late last night with nobody knowing where you were? And when anyone in the family tried calling you, you immediately put them to voicemail?
I didn't get any calls last night.
But you just told me that you ignored all of Tyler's calls and even muted him when you got tired of the ringing, right? I'm sure there were plenty of calls from the hospital as well.
And I told you just a second ago why I didn't answer them. I thought that those were all just spam calls and that it wasn't worth my time answering them.
What about all the calls that came from the rest of your family? Oh, that's right. The rest of your family doesn't really like talking to you anymore and would rather just let you sit in the dark on things. Most of them don't even know your contact information now because you've never told them, and they've never bothered asking.
Excuse me?
Anyway, I know that Tyler tried calling you plenty of times yesterday, but you chose not to answer any of his calls and muted him on purpose. And you've even told me you did all that just now yourself.
So, what is going on with my husband right now? Is he going to be okay?
Huh? Have you not been listening to anything I've said to you today? I told you already that the family and I are all here at the funeral home. Do you not understand how all of us being here right now ties into your husband having a heart attack and passing away?
So if you're all really at a funeral home right now, then he must really be dead. That cannot be possible, right? Right before our daughter's wedding day?
Are you finally coming around to seeing the truth and getting emotional from it? I'm telling you, Melinda, your husband is gone and it all happened to him yesterday. And this was all happening to him last night while you were out having a fun time with his money, getting all the most expensive treatments. What the hell is this? I didn't know anything about what was going on with him. Why did he think yesterday was the best time to go off and die like that? The best time? I don't think your husband had a choice in choosing the best time to pass away, Melinda. If anything, he didn't want to pass away the day before his daughter's wedding. I know it must suck to have all your family hate you to the point where they won't even try and get a hold of you about what's happened, but at least Tyler was trying to let you know. I know that he was trying to call me a lot, but I didn't think he had anything important to say to me, and that's why I ignored him. You can't blame any of this on me, right? It's not my fault. Why didn't you all try harder to get a hold of me when this was going down? You guys could have been sending me texts as well that I could have read later, right? Tyler told me that he sent you a text. He sent you a message explaining that things weren't going well for his dad and that it was an emergency. You're right. He did send me a text saying that. Well, then you really are the only one that can be blamed for not knowing about what happened to your husband yesterday, huh? Today we are planning to have the wake for your husband. And at the moment, we all are working on getting the funeral planned out and prepared for him. This is all coming to me so fast that I can't fully comprehend it. I'm sure it is. But this is all the hard reality where you're having to live in, Melinda. Then what's going to happen to my daughter's wedding? What? I've been looking forward to that wedding for a very long time now, and I was so ready for it to happen today. What the hell are we going to do about it? I'm sure that even Charlotte has been waiting a long time for this day to come, right? Melinda, what the actual hell are you going on about now? Are you even aware that your husband is dead right now? And will never be coming back to see any of us again? I get that he's gone, but I'm talking about the wedding now, which has nothing to do with him dying and that funeral. Well, Charlotte has taken a lot of time to talk about the wedding with her husband, and they are going to have their wedding on a different date. What? Oh, that's bullcrap, right? They're going to delay the wedding? I can understand why someone like you would have a hard time even comprehending this. But why have you ended up this way? You should know that because of her father passing away only yesterday, she wouldn't want to have a wedding right now. It's been months now that you've been acting so self-centered about this whole wedding, which isn't even yours. The amount of times you've tried making it all about you is good reason for your family to continue hating you and never wanting to be involved in your life. What are you trying to say, Allison? I know that all you think about is yourself, and about how to make yourself look even better, never taking a second out of your life to think about your family and what they want. Do you remember how you made sure you were at the center of my wedding when it happened? I was only at the center of it because I'm a very good-looking woman. And I do think that at your age, you are a very good-looking woman. But you showed up to my wedding in an all-white dress like that. Nobody told you to wear a white dress that day, and as the bride, I told you explicitly not to wear a white dress. But you did it anyway, and that's what made you steal the spotlight from my husband and I, right? And this time, I made sure to get myself an even better-looking white dress for Charlotte's wedding, but now it's all been a waste of time. I rented this gorgeous-looking dress just for today, and I have to have it returned to the store by tomorrow afternoon. Wait! I can wear it to my husband's funeral today. He was my husband, after all, right? I have to be the one to stand out in an event like that, right? Did you get dropped on your head a lot as a baby, Melinda?
What did you just say to me? You are my son's wife, so you should never be talking to me like that. You want me to make sure that you never get to call my son your husband ever again?
The only one that's been divorced is you whore.
Huh?
Did you know that right before your husband had that heart attack and passed away, he sent in divorce paperwork asking that you no longer be his wife? He had had enough of the way you acted like a self-centered child around everyone, and his idea was, after the wedding had finished, he would pack his stuff up and get out of the house for good. He made sure to write down everything he thought in a letter addressed to you as well.
You're lying, right? He had the two of us divorced without telling me. Can he really do something like that to us without having my permission as well?
Well, the divorce papers that he turned in were something that you had already planned out and filed in, right? So all I had to do was sign his name on them and take them into the city office to be handled.
But I wasn't planning on going through with any of that just yet, Allison. What the hell did he think he was doing, handing them all in without telling me first?
Well, you were trying to make your daughter's wedding all about yourself, even though she told you time and time again to stop. And on top of that, he also knew about how you would threaten me with divorcing me from Tyler if I didn't do as you asked. So I think he was just tired of being married to a whore that kept on making everything about herself and never giving any thought towards the family. I myself understand why he would divorce you. Heck, I respect that man for making it this long with you after all the crap you've pulled.
Why are you being such a rude witch right now?
Well, it doesn't matter anymore now because he is no longer with us. The husband that looked after you and made sure to take the responsibility for all your selfish behavior is no longer here to help you. He died while you were doing what you always do, and that was thinking about only yourself and no one else. How about you think about how sad that is and start crying a little over what's happened to him?
I am sad about what's happened. The wedding that was supposed to be today has been canceled and moved to a later date.
For Christ's sake! You are such a joke, Melinda!
Well, so be it. I'm going to start heading over to you guys right now. I'll at least be able to put myself on display at that funeral for everyone to see. Go and tell everyone that I'll be arriving at the funeral home very soon, okay? I have to make sure that everyone knows that losing my husband has taken a great toll on me now.
Right now, Tyler is talking with everyone else in the family.
About what?
He's telling them that his dad had already divorced you before he passed away. And at the moment, they were all agreeing that you are nothing more than a complete stranger now and don't have to come to the funeral.
What are you talking about, Alice?
It seems that both Tyler and Charlotte do not want you here getting in the way of their last day being around their father.
Then what the hell? I'm his wife, though.
No, you are not, Melinda. You have been divorced by him now, and that makes you nothing more than a stranger to everyone here. And even when you were his wife, everyone here hated you.
Why, though? Why would they all hate me to the point that they don't want me there?
To put it straight, you were a terrible wife for him and an even worse mother to your kids. I'm sorry, Melinda, but I don't think you and I will ever be seeing one another again after this. So I'll be going now.
Wait! Don't throw me away like my husband did, Allison! Please tell me where that funeral home is.
Why the hell would I have a reason to tell you? All I want for you is to regret everything you've done to this family and nothing more. Goodbye now, Melinda. And I hope you have a good rest of your life alone.
In the end, Melinda was never allowed to attend the funeral of her ex-husband and had to live the rest of her life not ever having the chance to see her ex for the last time. And after the funeral had finished, Allison, Tyler, and Charlotte all agreed to let her have the house she was living in. but that she'd never get to see or hear from them all again. When she was finally left alone with nothing more than an empty house, she began to realize that what she'd been doing really was childish and not acceptable for a woman her age.